Hello, welcome to the 25th lecture of the Semantic SEO course. In this lecture, we will just examine some of the language models that actually Google published, and we will try to understand their angle. And in the future, you will need to do these type of researches by yourself too, because we are a kinds of in the age of the large language models. In the future lectures also, in the future, we will see actually how to use LLMs for printing websites, or what kinds of different methodologies we can use for fine-tuning them and improve the results further and further. So basically, the first language model here that we will be showing, it is actually Pegasus, and it is for actually summarizing an article. When it comes to the summarization of an article, actually, the thing that Google usually uses is the key points. And the key points are coming from the facts, not from the opinions or the relative probabilities. The same thing also happens inside the Google documents. In the Google documents, there is always a kind of summary creator or summarization engine. And that summary creator also uses the same methodology and the mindset too. As you look at here, the Pegasus actually gets 4 sentences. First one says Pegasus is mythical, the other one tells pure white, other one tells it is the model name, other one tells the cool name. As you see, the model actually doesn't take the sentence of pure white or cool name because these are not facts. These are just relative opinions or the statements. When it comes to the definitional articles or definitional questions as inside in the question types, always go with as much as possible, always go with the actual absolute facts, or try to create a consensus, at least in your document. Do not have conflicting declarations. Even a single adjective or a single adverb that are used in a destructive way can actually eliminate that answer according to the search engine. And in the future, we will be ranking our answers not just for the blue title links or for feature snippets. Basically, we will be ranked inside a kind of chat window. And once it happens, you will realize that these type of single or simple word choices might affect your overall rankability. Another thing here that is actually augmenting the specific, let's say, the concepts, even if it is not told there. For example, the sentence of we paid 20 at the Buckingham Palace gift shop. Here, as you see, we don't have the word actually, the word pound. But search engine guessed that Buckingham Palace is located in the United Kingdom and official currency of the United Kingdom is pounds, so this should be the pounds. The thing here is that these type of algorithms are expensive, so that's why give everything explicitly, as I stated in our rule set. Give definitive answers by mentioning every attribute. Do not just tell, for instance, Putin. Tell that the president of the Russian Federation or 56. No, they don't have 56, I guess, but whatever. Just try to give the number, president, or country name or others. Use the long form answers by giving every kinds of details there. And here from Bill Slavsky, I'll be showing you one thing, because in this part, you will see that this is already inside the patterns. The pound is the United Kingdom currency. So this is actually how I do SEO for the last 5 years. And I'm using topical authority actually over already 4 years. The thing here is that if Google publishes a research paper and if they also publish an announcement, then if they also get a patent for that, it means that actually they are using that technology in a really. For instance, this is patent, retrieval augmented language model, pre-training and the fine-tuning. These are the inventors here, and as you see, it is pretty modern. And when we come to here, you will see that actually it's same. And some of these names actually even might overlap with each other. You can check them, for instance, I guess. Yeah, this one here, but there is one letter missing here, but I assume they're same person. So in this case, if they get patent, if they publish research paper, it means that they are using it, especially for the knowledge domain, or let's say knowledge-based construction for different types of knowledge domains. And once you get this patent, once you read it, once you find these research papers, then you can actually extract different types of results from these. Then you can understand search engines or their classifications. For instance, we have a document here, another document, and another document here. And basically here, the search engine tries to choose the most relevant document based on nearest, let's say, nearest neighborhood. And they're extracting this information from this document to fill the gap. So they don't use this one. And this is already similar to the response generation. that we will be seeing soon with the Google Bard. Or maybe while you are watching this, we already solved that, and probably if it happened, which will be happening, there will be new lectures for that too. And the next one is conversational search experience. So conversational section here is important. It is published in 2022, but still conversational search is important because this is what we do with the ChatGPT as well. We search while giving some types of conversations. So this is important because, as you remember, in previous lectures, we talk about the query path, right? So check here. We search for turkey recipe. We see the recipes. Then we search for carving. And then we get definition of the carving. But now we search for turkey recipes. Then we search for the carving. And since there is a query path from recipe to the carving with turkey, carving the turkey appears here. If we do the same like this, the Polar Express, for instance, and if you search for a Christmas story, for example, they already know what they should be actually suggesting us inside this specific carousel. So that's why I am telling that always give the query meaning from the user behaviors as much as possible. And in this case, you will need to guess all these connections and associations, and you will need to continue from there. You already know the lambda. I will keep it simple, and probably when I share some of other presentations, private presentations and the lectures, you will get them already. But basically, you should understand that every question has been connected to another question as language agnostic. So basically, this is what we do actually inside our content briefs too. We generate a question, match it in an answer, then move on to the next question. And usually the questions inside the headings, they are representative questions and supporting questions, and the supporting evidences, they come after the representative main question. You already know the mom, and in this part, I will be talking about a little bit actually the topical map creation. So let's say we talk about actually, let's say, hiking to the mountain Fuji. So in this case, there are a few things. For instance, if you create a topical map as a trekking route consultancy company, let's say, in this case, you will need to get all the trekking routes, all the mountains for trekking, and all the necessities and the guides for the trekking. If you talk about just Mountain Fuji, your topical map will be mainly about the Mountain Fuji and the activities that can be done in Mountain Fuji, and it will go beyond just the trekking. If we actually talk about overall, let's say the shoes or the trekking shoes, in this case, our topical map one more time, it will be changing because we will have different types of products, and we will need to focus on actually product reviews a little bit further. Basically, according to your central entity and the source context, all of the specific, let's say, the semantic content network that we will be creating will be changing. In this example, we actually search for Mountain Adams or the Mountain Fuji, and fitness training for the activity or the equipment for the activity, or all the necessities are given to you for that context vector. But if you augment it further as a website, then you will need to actually choose different types of connections. So one more time, I am telling that according to your source context, your topical map will need to be changing. If you focus on Mountain Fuji, the restaurants there, or tennis courts there, hotels there, trekking routes there, but beyond that, some other things, even the mythological meaning of the Mountain Fuji will need to be actually processed. If you focus on trekking, all the trekking mountains, the routes, or the river sites, you will need to also process them together with the tips, guides, books, or famous trekkings or trekking apps. If you focus on, let's say, trekking shoes, then the context one more time will be changing because shoes is mainly a product type. And from there, you will need to focus on the trekking, but together with the e-commerce activities as well. So one more thing here is open sourcing the actual BERT. We already have seen that. You can actually work on the BERT to understand the overall relevance. Here, as you see, we actually have the man went to the store, then he bought a gallon of milk. And it says that this is the next sentence. This is called discourse integration. While creating our answers, you will need to use this type of word sequence understanding a little bit. When it comes to CALM, this is about actually verification or accuracy checking of the declarations. Here, if we can use knowledge base for verbalizing it, this is really important because in the future lectures, especially after Google Bard, and once the AI is better, we will be actually printing websites from the knowledge bases together. And that's why this section is important to understand. But basically, they can take your document, they can extract some certain facts from it. Then they can directly actually check the knowledge base, verbalize it, and they check whether your declarations are similar to their actual information in the knowledge base or not. Then they publish this PALM, which is one of the biggest language models right now, and it uses all the possible, let's say, explanations or the glue benchmark or let's say understanding the efficiency of the language model, cause effects or emoji movie game or definitions or many other things. All the tests are giving positive results. You can also check it because it also works with the prompts. Google already has these type of things for code writing or many other things. And of course, ethical consideration is always there. So one more thing is the Calm. The Calm has an exit layer to decrease the amount of time that is necessary for generating text or the response to the prompt. That's why when the confidence is good enough, they just exist. It means that once we have the Google bar, they will need to use the Calm for actually decreasing the overall cost. And this is the latest launch from them in the 10th of the March. This is the 11th March. And basically here, actually, they have a multi-modal version. And this is not a coincidence because they are using Palm for visuals as well. And today GPT-4 has been announced, and it's also using actual visuals. You are able to modify or change the images in a really quick way too. So basically they are actually following each other as well. So I wanted to keep this lecture here. And in the future we can maybe have more lectures like this if you demand. But in the next lecture, we will actually focus on some other existing projects from our repository, real-world case studies. Then we will be creating some topical maps and the content briefs together. See you later.